Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 21 with the Philadelphia Phillies. Once again, we had another pair of seasons where we were one of the best teams in the majors and we got nothing out of it. Baltimore finally won the World Series. It only took them 8 attempts. 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, I guess I should actually double check that they're not actually also the former St. Louis Browns. They're not good. This is going to be our last episode with the Phillies because in 1900 we're going to switch to a new team. And that should be good fun because, to be perfectly honest with you, we've done all that we can. We're just in a situation where unless the Reds get worse, we're never going to make the playoffs. And I don't think there is a move available to us other than an absolutely brilliant draft pick that pushes us over the hump. That's just my opinion. You can tell me I'm wrong if you like, and maybe I am wrong, but could we use a better first baseman? Yes, that is a thing we could use. Could we use a better second baseman? Again, yes. Are those things going to be available to us? And I think that one's a no. I just don't see it. I don't see us upgrading significantly without the deep draft class to end all draft classes. But that's okay. We are waiting on our new hitting coach to tell us whether he wants to come join us. That's lovely. I bet Slattery won a Cy Young. This is not a great look. Other than Sam Crawford and possibly Noodles Hahn, none of these guys were elite players in the major leagues. Bill Bradley, I remember being fairly good in real life. Yeah, he was. Not like Hall of Fame level. Yeah, if we could get Sam Crawford somehow through trickery or deceit, I would be over the moon. Still the all-time league leader, by the way, in triples in Major League history. McKenna and Slattery both won Gold Gloves. As they should. Hey, look, we have a Gold Glove winning shortstop again. That's nice. Silver Sluggers. Glenn Alvin? Really? And then Jack Stivetts again. Alright, look. George Davis is apparently the greatest player in Major League history. If we can put up 13 win season, there's nothing I can do to compete with that. I mean, yeah, I could try trading for him, but what the fuck are they gonna... What are they gonna ask for in replacement for George Davis? Because they're just not gonna give him up. Like, in real life, George Davis was a Hall of Famer. But he's like a Hall of Famer right now. I mean, let's do it for the lulz, right? The worst they can do is tell me no. What if I offered you the services of Herman Long? I'm talking Herman Long. Yeah, I didn't think that would happen. It's fine. I didn't want him anyway. Oops, I actually missed start of Hall of Fame drafting. That's okay. Oh, we need a new pitching coach for AAA. Pitching coach. Ed Cushman, you're in. Welcome to the minor leagues. And I'm instantly going to offer you an extension. But yeah, I don't see what our path is to getting significantly better. And that's really the problem that we're going to continue experiencing. Because if the Reds have a player that's worth 13 wins by himself, I can't compete with that. Nobody can. I just have to hope trying to get value in the draft and hope that at some point I have enough depth that I can start trading again to make a big move. Who we got in the Hall of Fame this season? Is Cap Anson a piece of shit? Yes. Is Cap Anson a worthy Hall of Famer? Also yes. So here you go. Yeah. Roger Connor, meh. I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to vote for him. A heckin' guy and Guy Hecker. Let's come down here. Ed Swarwood had a nice career. Maybe not a great one, but a nice one. Old Hoss Radburn, who in real life had like a disgusting number of wins. Yeah. Unfortunately for us, he is not worthy of the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. There's just a lot of borderline guys here besides Anson, and I don't really feel like voting for any of them. Roger Connor, maybe. You know what? If we don't have a first baseman in the Hall and we want Roger to be that guy, I can see that. But other than that, like 50 WAR is my starting point. And I think we're already inundated with great starting pitching, and I don't really see a huge benefit to adding anyone else. So, Anson and Connor for me. I like how I'm deliberately snubbing my own pitching coach, and he probably doesn't know it. It's great. He's like, maybe someday I'll make the Hall, and I'm just going like, not if I have anything to say about it. It's Happy Jack Chesbro, who had the modern record for most wins in a season with 41. Yeah. He had the 20th century record for the most wins in a season, but Hoss Radburn won either 59 or 60 or 61, depending on who you believe. And again, this is not a deep draft. This is a very top-heavy draft. And I doubt there's going to be anybody great by the time we get to pick. Like, would I be over the moon if we got Jimmy Williams? Yes. Are we going to get him? Of course we're not. There's no way in hell that he falls to me at number 11. So I'm just going to have to pick from whatever's left. Okay. Pierce Childs is potentially a very good hitter who's already 31. I'm not going to draft a 31-year-old. Don't be absurd. Charlie Hemphill is fine, I guess. Barry Sullivan Sr. will apparently hit all of the home runs if he ever makes contact. And he's a really good defensive catcher, too. He's probably who I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Billy Sullivan Sr. I love weird players, and a brilliant defensive catcher who also hits like all of the home runs is pretty amazing. I'm going to take all of the relief pitchers I can get my hands on in the hopes that one of them someday will turn out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let my scouting director pick the rest. I have all this budget room, and I can't do anything with it. Yeah, I just can't do anything with it. You want $110, Eddie Cobb. Why not? None of you are like secretly brilliant hitters, are you? I should have checked for that. I didn't. Yeah, like Billy Sullivan Sr. could well be our at least a backup or maybe even a starting catcher next season. I'm going to give him a season to try to improve his contact. Anybody that I need to throw on the 40-man or we lose him. Nobody important. I wonder what I could get if I traded Bresnahan. Because I'm going to have that player now, right? I'm going to have my new catcher. And a brilliant defensive catcher who can't hit is not as useful to me as a brilliant defensive catcher who can. Theoretically. I'm just going to see what kind of offers I get. I could get Jack W. Taylor. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. I could get me Roy Evans. Roy Evans is a low-key, excellent starting pitching prospect. I'm going to do it. Like, Evans is a borderline starter, and I don't have enough depth at starter. Like, if I set him to starter, what rating would he have right now? He'd be a 35 out of 52. So maybe he'd get there someday. But heck, as an amazing relief pitcher, I'd take him too. We could definitely use an upgrade in the bullpen. Now, this is the kind of trade that might well bite me in the ass in the long term, but in the short term, it's not, and I'm not going to be around for that much longer with the Phillies. So I don't mind being creative and making a move like that. Autographed until I get to pick. You always take Al Lukens, and he's always crap, and you always give him back to me. So you do you, game. Jesse Tannehill? Meh. Eh. Peh. Yeah. You'll be back before the Major League season starts, Lukens. No one ever keeps you. Anson and Connor both got voted in. That's good. They really want to put John Clapp in the Hall of Fame. Like, I mean, I get it. Kinda, but also not. I mean, am I selling him short? If I look at the leaderboards at catcher, Clapp is 6th. But we also have Jack Clemens, who's just amazing. Like, holy shit, he's good. So yeah, something tells me that there's much better players coming to the Hall of Fame. I mean, is Clapp better than Jim O'Rourke? Yes, but I didn't like Jim O'Rourke making the Hall of Fame either. So yeah. I've got to admit, I'm really intrigued once we get to that point in Major League history to see how the Negro Leaguers are represented and how that will change the game. Because remember, we don't have the color barrier set up. It never should have been set up in the first place, but there's nothing I can do about the past. Let me make sure that's still true. I want to make sure that I didn't inadvertently turn it back on. I really should know where all of these... Oh, it might be under the historical setting here. No? Players... Rules... Yep. Oh, hell no. Game? When did that happen? Keep that shit disabled, yo. I don't want that. I never did. Yeah. Because that's really what I want to see. I want to see how we change history in that particular guard by just having the Negro Leaguers be able to play in the major leagues. I bet it'll be pretty exciting. And that's why I'm looking forward to some of the 20th century teams for sure. For those of you who aren't following the news, a couple of weeks ago, the majors formally elevated the Negro Leagues to a major league status, meaning that statistically their records are included, which doesn't really move the needle for many actual major league players. It might give Willie Mays a few extra hits and another home run potentially, because Willie Mays only played in the Negro Leagues at the very, very end. But it's also going to see us maybe have some more clarity about how good players like Cool Papa Bell and Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige and Buck O'Neill. I don't know why I couldn't remember his last name for a second there. And, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on. As far as amazing baseball players that were denied the right to play in the major leagues just because of the color of their skin. I don't know how that got enabled, but the only thing that I think changes it a bit for me is that there weren't all that many black players in 1899, at least not that many that I know of that were exceptional, so hopefully this hasn't affected history too much in the wrong way. Let me just check free agency and see if we just made like a bunch of free agents available. It didn't. I get Billy Crowell. No better or worse than most of my relievers. And specifically was the Negro Leagues from 1920 to 1948. So you also don't get any improvement to some of the players that played in the Negro Leagues to the very end of their careers, or very, very beginning, like Hank Aaron, who played in the 50s in the Negro Leagues before he was called up by the Braves. The Boston Braves. For a minute there, I almost said the Atlanta Braves. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And then I remembered, oh yeah, they weren't in Atlanta yet. I will let you know when I want anyone other than them in there. Sullivan, sure, you can get some playing time. And Hickman, no, not Hickman. Roach, Dowling, Sullivan. The more the merrier. Oh, I also... No, I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with 3-man rotation in spring training. Is Cy Seymour really that good a hitter that you keep insisting on letting him hit? He's not terrible at it, but he's also a pitcher, so he's going to hit anyway. Alright, I'm going to make a change, because I'm getting kind of tired of this. And I want to make sure that he's got all the time in the world to work on his pitching. You are no longer a two-way player, Cy Seymour. You're a full-time pitching master until I tell you differently. I don't care if the rest of these players also play different positions. That's fine with me. But I don't want Cy Seymour being wasted by having him like come in as like a defensive replacement and then he gets hurt. It's not worth it to us. He's too important to our success as a pitcher. I was going to say as a pitching man, but then I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not what they're called. We could also use just a gob-stopping starter, but I'm also kind of okay with Jesse Duryea being that pitcher. Guys, you might win spring training. Just kidding. Can you imagine voluntarily calling your team the Bean Eaters? There will be nothing but fart jokes 24/7 from the pundits these days. All right, Bill Blair, I'm going to send you to the minors. You don't want to go? Fuck you. Frisk will go. Frisk is a team player. He knows what's up. Taylor is fine, I guess. I saw 14 pitchers. Dowling gets sent down. Is Friend weirdly better if I make him a starter, or is he actually worse? Friend is actually better if you make him a starter. That makes sense. And then I'll just have him fill that role. I'm going to try to trade Blair, but I bet no one's going to want him. And if they do, they're going to give me garbage for him. John Irwin would be a better hitter than Glenn Alvin, but he's not a very good second baseman. You're the opposite, as usual. I can get Hub Collins, who can hit but not play second. Can I tell you how bad an idea that sounds like to me? Because it sounds like a lot. I could get Stenzel back, who's randomly got a giant raise with the Senators. If Irwin played, like, first or second, I'd probably trade for him. Frank Gennins. I do like Gennins as, like, the mega utility sort. I always like players like that. I just don't think he would be... I mean, I guess he's more useful than a reliever. I'm just hoping we can do better. But maybe I can't. Maybe I should just settle for having more flexibility in a player like Gennins than a reliever that I don't like. I think that's fair. I like having players that can do lots of things really, really well. Or even just kind of well. I do enjoy that. That gets me to 12 pitchers. I'm going to live with 12. Hitters... I want Sullivan Sr. to have a full year in the minors to hit. Was he really that much of a power hitter? Not really. We must know something that the scholars of the past did not. Jim Connor, I know I took you in the Rule 5 draft so I could have a second, third base combo. I'm going to send you to the minors. I like the outfield picture we've got here. Sullivan is not ready for prime time yet. Like, Easterday is an elite level defender. Schaefer's merely okay. What can I get for trading Schaefer, I wonder? Because there's somebody that players are so desperate to get rid of that they will take a bad player for him? Maybe. It's my old pal, the Boner. I'm going to take Ed Keys. I like having a very good reliever for the minors. There we go. Yeah, perfect. And then what else do I have? I need to get rid of one more player. Freeman, I demand that you hit 30 home runs in the minors this season. That is what I want from you. I want there to be no home run that is unhit by you. Yes. Pitching. Do the thing, game. Line up. Do the thing. I actually really like that they moved Carruthers up to second. I think that's where his bat is going to be the most valuable, his ability to get on base. And then Long can be bumped down a bit where his power will be a little bit more helpful. All right, let's do it, friends. Let's see if I can once again win like 80 games and then not get anything at the end of the season for it. Player development, nothing too shocking. Carruthers has gotten slower. That's not a good look. That's fine. Hey, look, Lucan's got sent back again. Didn't I tell you before the first month was out we'd get him back? Oh, wow, we're actually kind of garbage this season. Like, I knew we weren't going to be, like, elite, but I didn't think we'd be actually terrible. Like, what's going on, my dudes? Yeah, we just suck. Hopefully we suck less as the season progresses. That'd be nice. If you could try not sucking. I mean, I guess the good news is that we're still sticking close to the head of the pack, but the bad news is I don't see where any improvement comes from. Unless we just get lucky. Which, I mean, we could do, but... Okay, Billy Sullivan is obliterating baseballs at a pretty comical rate. He might force his way onto the team next season. Oh, he wanted me to get a Gold Glove winner. Well, that'll be fine. Personnel, if you're in the minors, you can't leave. That's the rule. I never got a hitting coach? Why not? What happened to the guy I wanted to sign? Okay. You know what? Welcome aboard, Tom Smith. You're going to be my Major League hitting coach. Unless Parks is better than Hastings, I have no issue with keeping Hastings. Yeah, I think Hastings is fine. Extension, and I guess we'll extend our team trainer too. Who made it? Slattery and Slattery. Okay. Alright. Let's talk about Carruthers. I've got to trade him. I've got to do it. Last season, he was amazing. But if he's not amazing, his defense hurts us too much. I'd rather have Buck Freeman. So I'm going to trade Carruthers, and we're going to see what I can get out of this. I'm looking for a major upgrade offensively or a major upgrade in the rotation. I mean, there's Billy Hoolan, but he only plays center, and that not very well. Sam Dungan isn't that impressive. Charlie Abbey is a good hitter, but not a great fielder. Duke Farrell could actually replace McKean. Maybe. Maybe not. Eddie Burke. There's a lot to be said for picking up Charlie Abbey, who's a very good all-around hitter. Let's do it. And then I'll shift him over to right. I'm sorry, I can't keep a player that's that ineffective on my roster. And then Abbey, you're going to go ahead and... Really? You're going to start Stafford? Just because he's a better defender? No, you're not. You're going to play Abbey, which is what I told you to do. Here, Abbey. Figure out right field. I know having guys in their 30s learn new positions has not worked out well for me in the past. I don't disagree with that assessment, but I want that bat in the lineup. And I think it'll be a very helpful one, too. And if not, heck, I'll trade him next season. But yeah, if someone's hitting sub 300 and they're playing crappy defense, then that is a thing I cannot accept. Fultz is a little bit better. Abbey got better at power. You like to see that. Billy Sullivan, how can I keep you in the minors if you keep doing this? Like Joe Sugden, I know you are decent, but I've got a guy hitting home runs at a stupidly high rate. Look at that. He won the rookie home run challenge, too. Man. What can I get for Sugden? I've got to ask. Because if I can make this move and then call up Sullivan, it could be something pretty spectacular. I like Bobby Wheelock. I just don't need him. Jake Beckley's a good contact hitter at first base, but how is actually... That's actually a good question. How is McKean doing this year? He's doing fine. He's just being super productive, which is what he's always done. I really need second base. If I can get a very good second baseman... Alright, I'm going to add Glenalvin Hill. Or Ben Glenalvin. Glenalvin Hill played in, like, much more recently. I can get Bobby Wheelock, who can't hit, but is at least a great second baseman. Oh, God, he's way below replacement level. I need to get rid of him stat. Richardson is a good second baseman who happens to hit fairly well sometimes. If you ask him nicely, not Hub Collins, not Mangoon. Jack Crooks would be an interesting player, but I don't like someone who's only based on his defense and his ability to walk. I already had a guy like that. Like, either want a genius defender with okay offense, or I want... Joe Dolan wouldn't be bad. I don't think he'd be good either, though. Ace Stewart can't actually play the position. I keep coming back to Bobby Wheelock. And, like, even at his worst, he was at least replacement level, and he could be better than that if we just trust him to play great defense. I mean, I would like a hitter that could actually hit a little bit better than that, but, you know, you got to take what you can get, right? And that's the issue, right? I can either have a mediocre hitter who plays great defense, or I can have a slightly better than mediocre hitter who plays bad defense. That's really my only options at this point. I mean, there was the intriguing Pete O'Brien, right? Who does play good defense and could potentially hit, but I think I need a little bit more of a polished player for that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab me a Bobby Wheelock and have him play second. And if you want to give me Josh Clark, I'll take it, but you probably won't. Yeah, I know I'm not getting much for this. I'm trading 2 starters for 1. Oh, I didn't know that Sugden was such a good guy. Oh, well. This is all about Billy Sullivan Sr. He forced my hand. Please make yourself a second baseman, sir. There we go. Yeah, Sullivan Sr., a great defensive catcher who has raw power and enough contact to make that power stick, is too tempting. And we needed to make a couple of drastic moves, for sure. I do not want your terrible pitcher. But thank you for offering, I guess. Nope. I'm not giving up Suter Sullivan. Not without a really good return. So I'm going to say no. I don't need Cy Seymour's clone. God damn it, McKean. I don't care. The game will figure it out. Nope. Is there any move that we could make? We're only 8 games out, right? Is there any move that I could make that would push us ahead of the pack? I don't think that there is. Like, we've already got a decent rotation, and even if it's maybe not super mega elite, I don't think there is one that we can find that would be super mega elite. I guess I can check the trade block and see if anybody is wanting to trade an elite starter. No, give me default. No thanks. Overall. and I just want to look at pitchers. There's Hank Gastright, who looks like a pretty solid starter. Looks like an amazing starter, actually. So, let us suppose that I want to offer you a starter in return. Or just something else in return. I don't know. Arlie Pond is really slipping. What would you actually want for him? You'd want Dave Fultz. Am I prepared to give up Dave Fultz? He is my Slattery replacement, and eventually Slattery is going to start playing badly, and I'm going to need someone to replace him. But maybe we'd be right to trade Fultz for him. Let's say we trade Arlie Pond. You would take that trade straight up. Why? Like, Pond has really good control, but Gastright is a much better pitcher. Do it. I'm once again asking an important starting pitcher to save our season. Like, I know we're 8 games back, but the Reds are vulnerable in a way they haven't been in previous seasons. We're going to plug away, and we're going to hope that this upgrade in the rotation, combined with with more playing time from Billy Sullivan Sr., is going to get us over the hump. Very nice. A shutout for Seymour. Is he getting any better at control? He really isn't. He's getting worse. Stop. Why, game? Why? And he's back to his old tricks, too. If he's not striking out a couple hundred batters a season, his walks are going to hurt him more than his strikes are going to help him. And, of course, the Reds start getting hot. Because, of course, they did. Reds, can you just fuck off? Kindly. Can you do that for me? That's Suter Sullivan. Okay. Yeah, the Reds did it again. And the Orioles again. Not barely. I won 72 and 68. Poor Harry Sage. I'm going to need a new backup catcher. That's fine. They're not hard to come by. Another Gold Glove for Ed McKean. Yep. And another Gold Glove for Slattery. And John McGraw finally gets a Gold Glove. Like, what does a guy have to do to get one? He's been one of the best third basemen in the majors consistently, but you just keep screwing him. No Silver Sluggers this year. That's reasonable. How did we do offensively? Herman Long is garbage. Okay, holy shit. I missed that. I guess we're shopping for a new shortstop. 'Cause yikes. When did that happen? When did his defense just flat out crash? I guess it had been getting worse all season, and I was just so interested in getting through this that I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, we need him off the team. We need him off the team like tomorrow. Another outstanding season for Mr. Stibetz. Maybe not as good as in the past, but still very good. Charlie, if you're not fucking hitting 300, you're not able to carry yourself. You're at least a decent right fielder, so I guess there's that. But Billy Sullivan Jr. Sr. is... I don't know what to make of you, but you're such a fun experiment. I love you. And that I got you so cheaply is excellent. Bobby Wheelock didn't hit great, but he did play good second base, and that's what we expected of him. But yeah, we need to get a shortstop stat. And a backup catcher. I feel incredibly stupid for missing that, by the way. Would that have helped us win the World Series or even make it? Of course it wouldn't have, but it would have been a lot better. Alright, Gastrite, Duryea, and Seymour is probably the best starting rotation we've had with the Phillies. I feel pretty good about that as a way to keep improving going forward. Alright, winter meetings. God damn it. Quit retiring. I just hired you. I want to keep my pitching coach. You know what, Dave Rowe? You're fair. Welcome to the Philadelphia Phillies. How do we get an improvement at shortstop? I mean, there's Chrissy Mathewson in the draft, but we're not going to be anywhere near him. Are you an 80? You're a 79. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to hope that we get a very helpful starting draft pick, because this is my last season with the Phillies. Win, lose, or draw. This is it for the Phillies and me. Okay, is there a shortstop on the trading block? I would like all shortstops, please. I could get Shorty Fuller back. I mean, the dude normally can't hit, but he at least gets on base, and he's a great defender. I could bring Bob Allen back. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. I could probably get him cheap. I could get Chicken Wolf, who is neither a chicken nor a wolf. I'd probably honestly want Shorty Fuller of these options, because he at least has amazing defense instead of merely, decent defense. Alright, Shorty Fuller. Hi, Brooklyn. I'm going to offer you the deal of a lifetime. Herman Long. And you'd want somebody else that's not terrible. Alright, fine. I could offer you Buck Freeman. I'm not going to give away a 3-player package that's gigantic just for a shortstop. Can I get Gilman Allen back cheaper? Probably not, but we're going to try it. Now, you know what, Charlie Abbey? I'm going to trade you. And I'm going to offer you my god-awful Herman Long just to get him off my team. And we're going to promote Buck Freeman. Because you know what? I keep trying to find ways to get rid of Buck Freeman instead of just turning him loose Maybe this is our path, right? Maybe we just need an outstanding power base because we've got Stevets, Freeman, and Sullivan. And between the three of them, we're going to get the homers. You can be assured of that. All right. And who knows? We might still get a great draft pick that can really boost our team. You know what, Bobby Wheelock? I'm going to contuse your foot. A bouncer at a local club. It was a strip club. Let's be honest here. Bobby Wheelock, you look like a man that frequents gentlemen's clubs. Which, in my opinion, is no true club for an actual gentleman, but that's me. Hall of Fame. What do we got, my dear pals? Ross Barnes. Do we have a second baseman yet? We don't, but you're way better than the existing one, so off you go. Charlie Bennett. You're better than average by Jaws. I guess I would cast a ballot for you too. I'm not voting for John Clapp out of sheer bloody mindedness. And because, look, Charlie Bennett's just better. He's just a better player than the other dude whose name I've already forgotten. Bob Emsley, meh. Curry Foley, yes. I'm a simple man. I see 300 wins, I vote. George Gore, meh. There's a lot of players on the ballot this season. Yeah, I'm okay with voting for all three of these first timers. That's good. All right, draft. I need a top-notch player, please. Nope. Oh, let me double check. Did you randomly reset that rule again? You didn't. Good. I mean, it's an entire draft with no shortstops in it, so that's fun. Oh my lord, this is a terrible draft. Wow. It's only 21 players in the entire draft. Yeah, I'm going to pick a random player and then I'm not going to sign them. Yeah, I am not wasting a first round draft pick on a garbage player like Rome Chambers or anyone else like that. Yikes. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be playing as a Phillies next season, but there's still a certain level beyond which you're like, no. Please stop. That's very much a no, please stop moment. I don't want to see that crap. A Rule 5 draft. Remove the filter. Is Dan Sweeney any good? He sure isn't. Oh, we do need a backup catcher, don't we? You know what, Mike Hines? I will take you. And you'll be my backup catcher, and it'll be glorious. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want anyone else. Brooklyn, you're offering me a 28-year-old right fielder who has a bit of talent, but you're asking for quite a bit in return. But what I am going to do is actually I'm going to trade Suter Sullivan. Because he's so popular, there's got to be something I can give for him. All players, all positions. I just want the very best possible player for Suter Sullivan. Deacon Philippe. Billy Hoolan, who can't play center. Jack W. Taylor. You're a pretty decent looking guy. I gotta say. Frank Shugart. Can't play short. I could pick up John Souders and then let Cy Seymour play some other position, maybe. Alright, let me change to all batters real quickly. Yeah, it's really, if I wanted to upgrade at center field, I could. But that's really the only position that you're offering me to get better at. So let's look at all pitchers. And who's the best overall pitcher? I mean, Philippe is worth a 60 if we let him develop. Heck, you'd be one of the best relievers in my pen right this second. I'm done. I'm just going to take you. We'll just have an even better bullpen. Yeah, easy choice. For sure. Barnes, Foley, and Clapp. How did Clapp get in but Bennett didn't? Man. But Clapp did none of those things. Man, I don't like this. Yes, he's about an average Hall of Fame catcher, but especially when a better catcher was on the ballot and didn't make it. Oh, I see why I'm getting special, because he was actually drafted by Philadelphia. Or he played for Philadelphia for a while. You've increased my budget. What a guy. It's the opposite problem that I have with my Orioles franchise, which is that I never have money and want to spend it. Here I have lots of money, nothing to spend it on. Spring training, please. I'm looking for crashes right now. I don't want to get caught flat-footed again. Yeah, we just have an old team. Oh no, I didn't sign my terrible player. Who would have guessed? But yeah, I am not staying with the Phillies anyway, but you know what? Dowling, Woods, you can, I guess, play in spring training. I don't really care. Technically, I'll be changing over in the offseason in 1900, which is actually when I'd want to make the change anyway. Any crashes? No. Good. Bobby Wheelock is getting worse at shortstop, but I don't want to play shortstop anyway, so I don't care about that. As long as you can play second, my dude, we will be the best of friends. I like how a couple episodes ago I did everything I could to acquire the 2 middle infielders I had, and then I've gotten 2 others because they ended up being garbage. I mean, okay, garbage is not true for Herman Long, who was amazing until he wasn't. Alright, games are done. Alright. No, thank you. Give me my actual scout, please. Dowling, absolutely not. Friend, eh. Jack B. Taylor, I'd be wanting to trade you. Prospects only, please. All positions. Wow. Nobody wants Brewery Jack Taylor? I am appalled. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and waive him. Woods to the minors. I can send... Oh, I wanted to send one hitter to the minors. Got it. But who? Jim Connor. There we go. Opening day. Curses. I have fed the American League by giving them my terrible, terrible relief pitcher. Whatever shall I do? Oh my god, his control improved by 1 point. But it's better. And that's all you can ask for. Charlie Hickman is turning into a very nice little player for us. He might be a good person to promote at some stage. Alright. Set me up. Give me the depth charts, please. There we go. Off we go into the wild Philadelphia yonder. That didn't make any sense. I don't know what I was talking about. Hey, look, nobody wanted Jim Connor. By the way, if the Phillies end up being the worst team in the majors, I'm still not taking them next year. Just so that we're on the same page. It's not happening. I am done with the Phillies. Okay, you know what? I will slightly backtrack on that. If we get the first overall pick, then and only then will I consider keeping the Phillies. So if you want me to stay as your manager, Phillies, you need to tank, and you need to tank hard. But I don't think we can tank that hard. I think we'll finish around 500 like we do most seasons. How we doing? Bob Gilman Allen is a fucking train wreck. Buck Freeman's legendary powers produce 0 home runs. Cool. Cool. How's Billy Sullivan doing? He's in 253, but he's leading the team in homers. I certainly can't argue with that. You're okay with both of those. I don't really care if I keep any of these coaches. I just don't. Who starts from Philadelphia? Slattery and McGraw. Is this really only McGraw's, like, it's only his third All-Star appearance. Nice. I don't know why it's taken him so long to get multiple All-Star appearances. He's just a damn fine player. You would give me the Otis Stockdale? How about go fuck yourself? With that redonkulous offer. Like, what even was that? Durier's starting to get worse. It was bound to happen eventually. Sullivan is getting better at contact, which is frankly terrifying. He's hitting .268 with 7 homers. This is one hell of a catcher. And all we need him to do is just hit even more homers, and he'll be a possible multiple-time All-Star. But yeah, we've got some real bad hitters on this team. You know what, Buck Freeman? You're done. You were an interesting guy when we had you, but you can't hit at all. Charlie Hickman at least has a chance to hit better than not at all. Is anyone below replacement level besides Bobby Wheelock, who I can't do anything about? Nope. Stivet's having a bad season is not a good look for this team. We need him to be at his very best if we are to be successful. Nope. What does everybody think I want their terrible players? I just don't get it. Hey, it's Kid Nichols. He's still in the league. He's won 178 games. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, unlike real life Kid Nichols, which is definitely a Hall of Famer. But no. Also no. Look, if you don't make my team significantly better right this second, I'm not trading anybody. Nope. Nope. I mean, as Branch Rickey said to Ralph Kiner, I finished 10 games out of first place with you last year. With you, I can finish 10 games out of first place without you. And yeah, I don't even care if players are getting worse at this point. I'm marking time to get us out of this season. Oh noes, we have been defeated again. Who could have seen that coming? Literally anybody. Alright. And we're going to just sim to the end of the playoffs. The Columbus Solons won the World Series. Very nice. Oh, you poor simple fools. You gave me a contract extension. Guess what? Like, I'm not going to win Manager of the Year, so I don't actually care. I quit. But I am going to find a new job. How do I find a job again? Available jobs. There we go. I want the worst team in Major League Baseball. Who was the worst team? The Pirates. Surely the Pittsburgh Pirates want me. They do. Done. All right, friends. So this will be what we do next season. We stay in the same state, but we're going to play in a new state. We are the Pittsburgh Pirates. Before we end the episode, let's see what we've got to work with, right? It's always good to know that. We have Frank Chance, who's not playing at first base. I don't know why. We have the excellent Jimmy Sheckard. We have Kip Selbach, who's decent. Bob Lang, who's deep. Bill Lang, who's okay. And then we got some players that aren't so good. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shift Frank Chance over to first base. He's not like a terrible catcher, but I think he's just better at first. Plus, it's Tinker Evers to Chance. It doesn't work if Chance is playing catcher. Pitching-wise, oh dear Lord. I know what we need to get better at. Nixie Callahan could be an excellent frontline starter, but the rest, yeah. We need a better pitching staff. But is there anyone on this team? Oh, I should check see if I need to hire any coaches. I need a new assistant GM. You know what? That's fine. I want somebody who is good at GMing. Sandy Taylor, come on down. You can be my understudy. But with that, friends, I kind of like this team. Especially once we end up with the first overall draft pick and we can get an exceptional 1901 play, an exceptional player in the offseason here. I like the sound of that. But I hope you enjoyed the series with the Phillies. Going forward, what we're going to do is we're going to play 10 seasons with each team. And if we get an Orioles situation where I really enjoy playing for that team, then I'll stick with it. Otherwise, I will not. Hey, it's Henry Blovelt. How on earth did you get 135 ERA? You gave up 5 earned runs and got 1 batter out. Yikes. But yeah, that'll be what we do next episode. We're going to rebuild the Pirates, try to get them to the top of the National League. It's going to be hard. I don't see any way around that particular issue. It's going to be nearly impossible to do in the short term because of how bloody good the Reds are. But I am hopeful that with good scouting and quality play that we will see... bitch, please. I only ever do max scouting. Stop international scouting. We don't do that. I want most of my money spent on amateur scouting. There we go. Let me make sure one more time that rule hasn't turned itself back on. It hasn't. And until next time, this has been Evindian. Thank you for watching the Philly series. Please join me next Monday for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And until next time, this has been Evindian, and I bid you good day.